What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to your weekly energy live report for the week of December 29th to January 4th of 2020. Thank you guys for liking, sharing, and subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. And, thank you, shout out to my opportunity community. You want to level up, come check it out. Go to spiritualbodybuilder.com and check out opportunity community. All right. Also, if you're interested in learning more about Sound Lounge, okay, please look in the description box below or message me on Instagram, and you can learn more about that. And if you're in town, if you're in Las Vegas, you can come and do a session on the Sound Lounge, and I can show you all the magical things that we do with that beautiful device, optimizing your energy, having breakthroughs, Kundalini awakenings. What's up, guys? Welcome. Come on in. We are going to talk about this very transitional energy and time that we're in right now. This is very expansive energy, but we have to understand something first, okay? We went through this biggest shift of our life, and even though, it was an aspect, right? I'm really happy to see you guys too. So thank you for joining. So the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction, right? Biggest energetic shift we've ever seen, but you have to understand that, it doesn't mean that everything in your life is going to shift that day. That is the peak of the energy, but energy is fluid. So this basically what it does is it brings in downloads. It brings in all this new energy. It activates your vibration to move into this new era of your life. Now, this is really the beginning of a 20-year cycle, right? So just because the energy hit you then, we're going to start to see this play out over time because, each cycle, it's like there's a big version that is, boom, hitting you. And then it breaks it down to chunks and to pieces as we are willing and able to receive it, let go, and go into the future, into that unknown energy, which is typically, we have to face all these, difficulties, these difficult energies. All right. There's a lot of, and today is also a full moon. So happy full moon in Cancer. Fuck, dude. This energy is so intense. I needed to actually take a few days off to take a step back and really process and integrate a lot of this energy. It's been so intense. My sleep has been all over the place and really looking for that next step, like where to go next. And I have, these ideas, but I'm not, it's like I almost feel disconnected from source in a way. Another, I feel like it's gonna be short-lived version of this dark night of the soul. But whenever we're getting ready to shift, right, whenever we're going into this new energy, it's always, you feel disconnected before you can reconnect, because essentially you're letting go of the old world and you're stepping into a new world that hasn't been discovered yet, right? It's still unknown. It's still like we're becoming the person we're meant to be. But for those that have, of us that have been doing this work for a long time, we've been here before. And maybe a part of you is like, okay, I've been here before, but I promised myself I'd never go to here, again, right? Or it's like, fuck, dude, why am I back here again? This sucks. I thought that I've done the work and I feel like I'm going backwards, and what the hell is going on? Let me reassure you, okay, that you're not going backwards. This is all a part of the process of coming into the next version of yourself. This is how it goes. Right? So this energy can be hitting everybody in a different way. You could be just super stoked about life. You could regardless, we are going through some very deep healing properties. Okay. And karmic things are coming back up to be faced and be, dealt with and processed. And new karma is coming in, even like old situations that felt karmic that maybe destroyed you in the past or felt like they destroyed you, are coming back in to show you just how much you've grown, just how powerful and strong you are in your humility, in your authenticity, right? So for me, a couple months ago, my shoulder completely fell apart. It was something was holding it together, and then suddenly everything just tore and ripped, and all this inflammation went going in my body. But now, just got my stem cells yesterday. I got some NAD, clearing everything out, and finally on this path to healing my body back to its authentic core, so that it's going to take a couple months. Healing takes time, and there's physical healing, there's emotional healing, very deep emotional healing right now. And there's like an overall spiritual evolution, as we all know. But I feel like the real beginning of this new spiritual evolution is not really going to kick in fully till probably mid-February, end of February, right? Yeah, I'm doing well. Okay, thank you very much. It's not a bad thing, and I have spent a few days. Christmas was especially tough for me because I really wanted to see my daughter and I didn't get to, and that was just sort of heart-wrenching. But it just brought back, the deep desire to be the best person that I can be one day at a time for my daughter, and for my overall growth with my ancestors. I'm doing the work on me for her, right, as well as for my parents and for my entire lineage. Really, that's what we do for. That's what we're meant to be here, to help out. So this full moon, 8 degrees again, right? This is all about abundance and coming into like this next version of ourselves and activating these new emotions. Like we need more emotion, right? But this, because the nodes are no longer in Cancer and Capricorn, this full moon in Cancer is activating these new emotions. Maybe bring back, bring back things that were there back in the day, but creating our legacy. Exactly. So allow this expansion to take place. Whatever is changing, there's a lot of change going on. Whatever is changing, people leaving, new people coming in, new ideas that may not have a full form yet, right? Like, well, I want to go in this direction, but I don't know how it's going to play out. I may not have the money. I may not have this, that, whatever. Okay. These new people that are coming in, especially if you look at your solar return chart, if you have any planets that are transiting in the 8th house, okay, you can bet your ass that you're going to be bringing in a lot more people into your life, in this process. Okay. So, this full moon, actually, it's sextile to Uranus, which is a beautiful, beautiful sign. And Uranus, remember, okay, Uranus is the only planet that is retrograde right now. It'll be going direct on January 6th. So right now, Uranus is an outer planet. It's going very slowly. So we can expect this rumbling. What's up, Karma? We can expect this rumbling to really build up more and more to come, because this is really the deciding factor of, it's the only energy that's holding back, in order to go forward, make it happen. And with Uranus and Taurus is all about feeling shit in, the physical body, which is interesting because this is all happening. I mean, so there's so many things happening in January. I'm actually, after tonight, I will be posting the January energy report. Shit is live. Nice new project. That's awesome. Definitely new projects are going to be very big and very key for this next chapter. I guess some new projects that I'm working on too. But January is really going to be like, this shit it ain't over. Okay. We still have Mars that needs a transit in square Saturn and Jupiter in Taurus and Aquarius. Okay. So this is, now remember before when they squared, Mars squared Saturn and Jupiter while they were in Capricorn. So this is bringing it to the Taurus Aquarius paradigm instead of the Capricorn Aries paradigm. So this is really shifting. This is making the dramatic shift. Okay. Jupiter and Saturn at 0 degrees of Aquarius brought this energy into Aquarius, the foundation. Okay. Now the Mars, the Mars and Taurus, Jupiter, Saturn, and Aquarius paradigm is going to be bringing this energy in a whole nother way. The way that we bring ourselves out in the world, right? New projects, new people, new ideas, new ways that we're processing energy in the body. And, especially a lot of creative epiphany kind of energy is going to be coming through, especially when Mars squares to Jupiter in Aquarius. That'll be the last one. And that will be the finishing aspect of all that's going on. And ironically, that's all happening right around Inauguration Day. And Mars will be conjunct to Uranus. And with Mars conjunct Uranus, that is, I mean, there's all the signs of like shit popping off. Like, and we already see it. It's still sort of under the radar, so to speak, but eventually, all this stuff is going to get fucking crazy. It's going to get a little weird. But once this happens, right? Once Mars passes Uranus, at least the information that we're getting in the world is going to start to connect dots and make sense. Okay. We're going to be coming in that next chapter. And it's going to be a lot of fucking shock and awe, a lot of new, like, holy hell, what's the hell's happening? But now this new place, like, either way, shit's going to pop off to a certain extent, because look, you know, whichever political direction that you go into, one person is going to win, the other person is not, right? So I personally believe that it's going to be a certain person. And either way it goes, though, there've been so much propaganda and so much information that has pushed people to these beliefs that are extreme, both left and right, okay? That either way, shit's going to pop off. People are going to go nuts. People are going to start fucking freaking out and going crazy. And that is where probably martial law will come in. And, you know, like, really these communities and people that are stepping into their responsibility and their role, like, sides are going to be chosen, and, you know, things are going to start happening. So this whole militant side of a lot of people is going to start coming out. Like, okay, I'm not sitting by and watching shit happen. I'm going to stand for what I believe in. And we're already getting that feeling, but it's still revving up, right? Once Mars squares Uranus, and that's going to be right around Inauguration Day. And that's going to be right around the time that Mars squares to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter enhances everything that it touches, right? So that is just making this Mars energy big. And Mars in Taurus is, okay, we got the fire, now we're grounded, now we get a structure, now we need to figure it out, now we got to slow down and, you know, bring it in. How would that affect water signs? Well, look, it depends, okay? Fixed water signs are going to be more affected now with this more fixed energy, okay? But, you know, either way, this last couple of years, the cardinal signs have been the ones that have been getting their ass kicked. So Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. You know, we have been really been the ones that have been getting the brunt of all this new shit, all this, these tower moments, all this new, what the hell's going on? How do I do this? How do I process this? And now it's moving into more fixed energy. So now the cardinal signs are getting a break, thank God, hallelujah. And now the fixed signs not getting more difficult, but getting more tunnel vision into the fixed energy. So this means that the people, like, we are all going into this more fixed energy. It's going to be less of like new shit starting and more people getting tunnel vision and getting very determined and set in their ways. Now, this can be good or not so good, right? Depending on where your belief system, where your value system is. And this is why we've done the work, really, you know, to evolve and to step up. And we've all chosen a direction, a place to go in order to be able to bring that to fruition. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you know, we're in a Cancer full moon right now. So Cancers, you know, you guys are definitely getting your spirit, like, you're letting go, you're seeing, you're bringing up stuff to, you know, really be brutally honest with yourself. All right. There's something that you really want. I also actually see a lot of stuff with relationships right now. I think Cancers have been sort of not lying to themselves, but sort of in a certain place with relationships, and that have not been giving you everything you really want. You've had this idea of what you want life to be, and you kind of got it. And it's like, wow, well, this doesn't really make me feel like I thought I was going to feel. So now, like maybe I need to go into these more parts of myself that are uncomfortable and explore them, because I didn't really get what I thought I was going to get. Right. So a lot of clarity coming, a lot of motivation and inspiration too. And a lot of really bringing up these value systems, like, who am I? What am I doing here? What do I believe in? What do I believe is right? Okay. Now, whatever you believe is right is your subjective truth. Okay. So follow what, you know, you feel is right, and you're going to magnetize things into your life that match that vibration. Just make sure that you're not lying to yourself about it. Okay. But if you are lying to yourself at all, definitely Mars square Pluto is bringing that shit up, and Mars square Saturn is going to restructure it. Right. And then of course, Mars square Jupiter is go time. Boom. Let's make it happen, baby. All right. So right now we also have Venus conjunct the South Node, which is excellent. Past life relationships, or even something that you felt was meant for you in the past, may come back in this whole new vibration. This is like, whatever it is that you're open to, this is like karmic blessings coming through. Okay. Good things coming to those who've done the work, and bring that expansive new energy of this. Yes, finally, I'm getting what I have been working for. I'm getting what I prayed for, and just making shit happen, you know? And of course, like, now Chiron is on its way. It's you know, it's coming into its own now at 5 degrees. There's a lot of change in our vulnerability, change in and connecting to our inner child of who we believe we are, right? So we have, of course, tomorrow's December 30th. and not much changes there. We still have Black Moon Lilith hanging around your Uranus, which is fucking insane that it's been around there so long. But again, you know, that's that like unpredictable, like, let's fucking do this. Let's get this shit. And Naira 00400. I do not read Arabic, I believe that is. But yeah, well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Last night, the moon was weird to me, very strange, of course. I've been seeing strange things in the sky for a long time, even filming them and taking, so as we've been seeing all over the world, really, that we've been seeing a lot of more like UFOs or strange things appearing in the sky. I personally believe, guys, that, you know, thank you guys, I appreciate it. I really totally think that we are coming into this place where, you know, other beings are coming in to expose themselves. I mean, if you think about it, dude, like the amount of technological advancement that we've had in the last 30 years has been massive. And, you know, this technology has to come from somewhere. And I believe that we also have much more advanced technology already that can literally heal anything. And I mean, my focus of expertise is like medical and like healing and physical health. And there's so many advancements right now, like stem cells are fucking fascinating. And, you know, stem cells can literally heal anything. Now, the medical, you know, enterprise, I guess you could say, the pharmaceutical industries, you can't monetize something like that because it actually makes people healthy, and you can't make consistent money on healthy people. They have to be sick people. So, but more and more people are waking up to this and really like coming into, you know, understanding like, this is bullshit, guys. Fuck this. Like, I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to do my thing. You guys no longer, like, it's obvious. Okay. The powers that be do not have a serious interest in your health, in your actual best interest. They are trying to fucking control you. Okay. No more letting people control us. Gotta go. And that is literally like the quintessential definition of a narcissist empathic relationship. Like, the government, the powers that be are literally the narcissists, and us empaths ain't fucking having it anymore. Fuck you guys. We are standing up in our power. We want a healthy relationship. So we have to develop a healthy relationship with ourselves first. And that's what this whole thing in 2020 is all about, right? About identifying our own bad habits with dysfunctional boundaries from our childhood, and identifying and facing our own fears and creating a healthy relationship within ourselves. And as we do that, we start to invite healthy relationships in our world, okay? And when we see this and when we wake up to this, we stop putting up with the bullshit. We don't follow these dysfunctional, you know, norms that we have been conditioned to for generations, right? This is, and Mars conjunct Uranus is waking up a deeper warrior, like this mystical warrior within us. Now, Mars conjunct Neptune is typically like the spiritual warrior, but this is a little bit different. This is actually bringing it from like another dimension, almost like you dream about like say you watch He-Man, or I don't know, like some kind of superhero movie. You're like, yeah, I'm that guy. I'm He-Man, or I'm She-Ra, or I'm Rainbow Bright, or I'm like, you know, Wolverine or whatever, right? So if you see that in yourself, then how do you take this? How do you dig deep into this pain and this experience that you have had in your life and make it your strength? This is a true definition of alchemy, right? Taking that pain, taking that darkness, and shifting it within you to use it as a power and not as something that fucking destroys you, okay? And leveling up and really discovering that inner warrior within. This is about, you know, like I was saying yesterday in my live, talking about The Last Kingdom, that show, right? That's just, I was seeing so much in that show. And this is like, you know, being a king, man, those days was difficult fucking work. You have all these people around you that are trying to manipulate. They have their own vision of what they think is best for their own personal gain. That's exactly what's going on in the world right now. We have people that are looking to manipulate other people around them to their own personal gain. And it takes a very centered and strong person, their own emotional boundaries, to stand up for what you believe in that is not necessarily your own personal gain. This is for the overall gain of humanity. And essentially, when the overall gain is in a high vibration, okay, you're doing well for everyone, but you're not trying to keep it and hoard it all for yourself. That is a lack mentality. And ironically, a lot of these very wealthy, you know, billionaires in the world, they have this lack mentality. They need it all, and it's never enough. And fuck that shit. There is plenty, more than enough to go around. And when we play the win-win game, okay, then we all make good things happen, okay? It may not be as big, like you may not become a billionaire, but you might become a millionaire, okay? I'm still, but there's also this overconsumption, over desire to have all this stuff. Like, what does a person need billions of dollars for? You are never going to be able to spend that money in a lifetime, okay? That is fucking ridiculous, all right? We could take a billionaire and make, what, 1 million millionaires? I think so, that's right. And correct me if I'm wrong. So, 1 million millionaires, like, a lot of people are going to be doing all right, like even, break it down to $500,000 heirs, yeah, right? Right, exactly. You cannot have a lack mentality and live in abundance. And that is the foundation of what this Jupiter-Saturn conjunction and Aquarius is teaching us. It's getting us to see where we are in a lack mentality. Do we believe deep down that we do not deserve love because when we were children, we had these abandonment issues and we didn't get the love that we wanted, right? This is all about facing your mommy and daddy issues really at the core level. Like all the readings that I do, we all have the same 5 senses, right? We all have been born in this society. We all essentially is just navigated in different ways. And when it comes down to it, we all have mommy and daddy issues, right? Because they did the best they could when they were younger. But the fact is there are things that they didn't know. And, like they were battling their own shit at the same time, right? Healing the inner child. Exactly. So, December 30th, not much has changed there. The Venus is exactly conjunct the South Node. Now it is quincunx over to the Moon. So this may feel like something's supposed to come in, but it's like, how do I make it? Like this could be this weird emotional feeling like I'm not really sure what to do with this. So just let that be what it is. And then we come into New Year's Eve, right? And now we have Venus past, but now the moon is sesquiquadrate. So it goes from like not really knowing to kind of feeling like something, like something's coming in, but can't quite place it. This is like, of course, when we're getting ready to set our New Year's intentions, New Year goals. I mean, I do that because January 1st is my birthday, right? So happy birthday to me. Yay. To be honest, like I'm going to turn 42 and I feel like I'm starting like the first year of really like my real life. You know what I mean? Like up until this point, it's been a lot of hardship, a lot of difficulty, a lot of learned lessons, a lot of heartbreak. And I've gotten to this place where, okay, it's all happened, but you know what? It is what it is. And what I have to believe deep down in my heart that abundance is flowing to me. In order to do that, that requires full acceptance. And I feel like up until now, this energy, especially this month, has been about acceptance, accepting the things that we cannot change, accepting the things that are going right in our life, having appreciation and gratitude for the things that we do have. Congratulations, Robert, for turning 40. You've come a long way, very, very long way, right? And is it true that Iran and the Middle East are not doing well and are full of black energy and they actually have to pay a huge price? And it is true that Iran and the Middle East are not doing well. Well, look, the fact is, the whole world, we are all connected through the unconscious or the superconscious, right? And that is being highly activated right now. A lot of their, fundamental beliefs that are very rigid and not in the good for all people are coming up to be exposed, right? And I know, like, I was deployed to Iraq in 2009, 2010, and Iran was just in bed with everybody. They were so corrupt. So this was inevitable. This is going to happen. I mean, I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner, right? So whatever is corrupt. I mean, look at our country in the United States. There's this massive darkness that has been being run throughout the entire world that is coming up. I mean, look at China, like all this shit is coming up to the surface. So like, it's just one way or the other, different places have different focuses, but they're all coming up to be purified. I would say this is a purification through really seeing the shit that we have not wanted to see, collectively. And it takes all of us to grow. Like the more people that do this work, the more it influences the rest of the world. It's just, that is the universal law, right? The belief systems are blinding a lot. I mean, look at the Communist Party, okay? Like the Communist Party is embedded like ticks all over the world. And their belief system is to, you know, the many will be controlled so the few can make a lot of money. And we're just going to keep everything, you know, controlled so nobody can do anything wrong according to our belief system. It's all propaganda, right? This is where we have to step back and start to invest in our own belief systems, invest in really looking within. Like that's why also at the same time that this is happening, we have all these, it's like the second psychedelic renaissance, right? All these new, you know, psychedelics and all this actual scientific, you know, research and development is being done on how healthy these things are for us, right? And how taboo or how it's been, you know, put out that it's so, you know, scary and oh my God, you're going to go crazy if, you know, you eat too much acid, you know, it's going to fry your brain, right? The whole, this is your brain on drugs scenario. It's complete bullshit. In fact, a lot of the stuff of the pharmaceuticals and cigarettes and alcohol, all that shit fries your brain way more than psychedelics do. Okay. But all this information, evidence is coming out. You're starting to see people getting curious, seeing that, look, the medical system don't work. You get put on antidepressants and you literally cannot do any kind of psychedelic because it'll actually, that will fry your brain when you try to activate, you know, parts of yourself. And all that does is suppress your emotions. Now, why would you want to live a life of suppressed emotions? I mean, that's just it. Like, if you think about it, if you understand emotions, you're just causing more and more destruction in your mind and shutting down pathways in your brain that are meant to guide you, to lead you. It literally shuts your intuition down. And that makes you feel disconnected from God. That makes you, you know, and that's what they're also saying, you know, this new, you know, thing that, you know, they've come out with that ironically, okay, so now suddenly a week after they launched this big, you know, thing with these, you know, new shots that they're giving, buddy. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Suddenly there's a mutated strain. Okay, suddenly, holy shit! After they start, you know, inoculating people, now there's a new strain. Holy fuck! Now we need now we need more drugs to counteract the fucking. It's complete, guys. If you can't see this shit, you are fucking blind. You need to just look at everything that's going down and just show, like, hey, it's right here. But so many people are brainwashed about this shit. It's kind of fucking scary, right? Plant medicine is where it's at for ultimate healing. Amen to that. All right. I recorded a piece of your conversation so I can get help and translate it. Awesome. Yeah, feel free to do that. Like, I'm here to, I'm just, and guys, remember, like, I'm speaking my truth and my experiences. I'm not a doctor. Like, I do not cure or, you know, reverse any, or whatever the fuck the FDA thing is. Like, I do not cure any diseases. I'm just here to express my intuitive guidance from what I receive, from what I've learned in my, you know, learned. And anybody that's open to listening, I'm grateful for you coming to me. And I'm grateful to be able to help. I just want to help, you know? So yeah, so now we come into January 1st. January 1st, woohoo! Welcome to 2021, which is sure to be a very different year, right? A very, very different year. Disclaimer, yes, exactly. That's what I was doing. So January 1st, we start off the year with two yods, a double yod, right? So, and they both are connected to the moon that's in Leo. So Leo to me represents leadership, but, you know, it also represents the heart chakra when it's transiting, you know, in the moon like this. All right, this is about looking at what we really want, looking at who we really are and what we really want to start to define for this new place that we're coming into in life. And the yod, let's see, it's from Mercury at 19 degrees of Capricorn, quincunx the moon at 17 degrees of Leo, and then the moon is quincunx to Neptune at 18 degrees of Pisces, and Neptune is sextile to Mercury. So this is all about really a deeper spiritual understanding of where we are going and where we want to be, and also where we don't want to be, right? This is getting much deeper insight into who we are and where we're going, right? Yeah, so I always save these lives on my IGTV. So when you go into my story, it'll stay a story on the left and live on the right. Just click on the live. I think it lasts there for 24 hours, but these are also recorded on my YouTube. So you can always go to my YouTube and check these videos out whenever you want, okay? And I always tried to post it on my Opportunity Community Facebook group, which you can join that. Just type in Opportunity Community. But sometimes it doesn't let me post it for some reason. So I know Robin, you'll probably repost it, and I'll repost your repost, and we just keep reposting it. And in fact, if I can, I'll actually put this in my story as well. Okay. I believe we have a Persian speaker in the Opportunity Community. Okay, well, beautiful. I didn't know that, but if we do, fantastic. The Opportunity Community has been growing exponentially with a lot of really beautiful, awesome new energies, new people in there. And I'm also going to be expanding that into local events here in Las Vegas. So all my people here in Las Vegas, we're going to be creating a whole new level of community where we're going to be doing sweat lodges, we're going to be doing sound baths, we're going to be doing drum circles, we're men's group, women's group. We're going to be really structuring this in a whole new way. I'm super excited for it. Just getting sort of the I'm going to have like a board of directors, if you will, for like this nonprofit, so that we can really build it in a very organized sense. Because especially in Las Vegas, like we need some good, solid, a good solid brotherhood, a good solid sisterhood. And I would like to be at the front lines of that and bring that to fruition. But back to the yods. Okay. So that first yod is the learned lesson is in the emotional body, right? We're going to be deeply like really contemplative, looking at ourselves. Maybe like, I know for me, like I'd be laying down, just, watching the Last Kingdom, right? And some of these situations, I'd start crying because they remind me of things that I've been feeling, or losses that I've experienced, and what these losses have taught me. And like the deep drive and need to really stand in our true power to create what we want. It's like we have to take it. We have to get out of it. But, as long as we're operating from our heart in a good, solid heart space with good, high vibration morals and ethics, like people will follow, and people will, and through our action, being that from love, all right, people will see it and they will follow it, and they will be inspired to lead themselves, right? So yeah. So the second yod, okay, the learned lesson is at Mercury, and it's the moon sextile the north node, and the learned lesson is at Mercury. So this is all about communicating. So, Mercury is a communication between our mind and our heart, and the moon is our feeling center, which is essentially our heart, right? Or it could be fears coming up. Like this is a difficult energy that comes up out of nowhere. It's like, what am I feeling? Ooh, I don't like, this is intense. But ultimately we alchemize it, okay? And especially with two yods, the other yod pointing to Mercury and being quincunx to the north node, this is feeling that pull. You don't know where you're going, but this pull, just, I have to do it, right? This is sort of still revving up the engine. Like, I got to do this. I got to make this happen. I got to stand for what I believe in. And getting into your day-to-day, like, this is what I got to do. This is where I'm going. This is how I operate now. And we have to honor ourselves by standing in that and stepping into this new direction. So if we have a project out of nowhere, should we trust it? Fucking A, right? You should trust it. And you should step into it, even if you don't understand like the full picture. It could be something like, for example, this new community that I'm connecting with, right? I met this guy from another friend of mine, chiropractor friend. And I met this dude, and this dude was just, energy was amazing. And he said that he was interested in creating a men's group. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do it. It felt right. Okay, how are we going to do it? I don't know. When, where, how, that'll all come to us, right? So this is, and just today, I agreed to meet up with him and a few other people after this live to discuss really getting it started, where we're going to do this, how are we going to organize it, and putting all these pieces together. And when you're right around the right person, the pieces will come together, just one step at a time. And it may come in pieces, like we spoke 3 weeks ago, and now it's just starting to come together, right? So however it comes together, I know it's going to be a positive thing, because we all want the same thing. We're all coming from the same place in our heart. We're all healers. We're all empaths. And when you get people together like that, and you learn to flow with the energy and not try to control or force anything, that's when beauty happens. Because what I'm feeling is that the people we're going to meet, we each have a certain part that we need to play, right? Like, I'm good at one thing. These other guys are good at other things, right? And as we bring our force together, we become like, the X-Men, or, like a team of or like I think like a SEAL team, right? All these guys have been specially trained. We have been going through the spiritual training for years now, and through the spiritual training, we are becoming like the spiritual special forces. Fuck, that's what I should name the men's group, spiritual special forces. What do you guys think? Okay, I'll let you guys give me some feedback on. Whenever I do this, like, ooh, yeah, it's a good idea. This is my good idea movement. Okay, little Fu Manchu. So. A lot of exciting things coming on. Double Yod on January 1st, marking this new bam. What are we going to do? All right. And this is bringing us into this new era of 2021. But I will say, you know, that things are going to still be a little bit dicey, okay, for the next few weeks, because we still have to come through the, like, there's still some endings that are coming through with Mars having to conjunct Uranus and square to Saturn and Jupiter. Okay, that's going to be throughout January. And then, of course, we're coming right in. Oh, and sorry about that. And the nodes are going to be passing by Neptune here, I think in the third week of January as well. So once the nodes pass Neptune, that's when a lot of this destiny stuff is going to feel clearer and more defined. Okay. And that's going to be a huge, huge relief off of our backs. So be ready for that. Then, and once all that stuff passes through, okay, then we're going to be feeling like, okay, this is a new year, new time. This is when shit's going to really start to move forward. But I will say that that's also simultaneously the time that this Saturn-Uranus square is going to kick in. Now, before actually, Jupiter is already at 3 degrees of Aquarius. Uranus is at 6 degrees of Aquarius. So Jupiter and Uranus are going to square before Uranus square Saturn, but they're both going to be kind of in the energy right here. All right. So Jupiter square Uranus, that's an interesting energy. And that can be, it's either way, it's going to be very unexpected, but because Uranus is still retrograde, this is going to be internal, like internal epiphanies, internal shift, internal, holy fuck, what was that? Internal, where am I going next? Right. And it may be like an aha moment, like take this step, right? Take this step into the unknown. Like you just have this strong feeling, I got to do this, but I don't have the full picture yet. I just know every bone in my body is telling me to go in this direction. But you have to stay in the present moment while going in this direction. Okay. Like, so this is taking leaps of faith. And then when Uranus comes into Saturn, we took this leap of faith, right? And then we come into like, oh shit, okay, here's the work. We want to create this structure, or we have this structure, but we're also required to evolve from this structure. So we have to, this is going to come down to our attachments. We cannot get too attached to the structures we have, because essentially there's an earthquake going on underneath this, which also Mars and Uranus conjunct could definitely mean earthquakes. And we've been seeing earthquakes, you know, one just happened in Italy a few days ago. I'm just seeing a lot of explosions, a lot of earthquakes, like a lot of crazy shit going down, like a lot of, volcanoes erupting that we've been seeing all around the world. Okay, that shit's going to peak. The energy of that's going to peak here the third week of January. Okay. But this is the, Pachamama, like, hey guys, we got to change. Like this shit's got to go. We need to, like, this is purification. All right. The earth is literally exploding with new growth. This is, and the Shamans resonance is proof of this too. It's been, peaking 800, 1,000 as far as I know. And before this year, it was, it's never gotten higher than 120, I believe. So that, is going to tell us a whole lot about where this energy is as well. Okay. So, and that's a metaphor for what's going on within us, right? Exploding energies, exploding, like blasting through plateaus, all these new, like, new beginnings with, where we're going in life and who we are fundamentally, and really raising our vibration. And if we're holding on, if we're still having this like, these dense energies and shit, it's going to show itself. It's going to be time. Like it is time to process this. All right. Not to mention that Mars is still coming up to the end of its home sign, which is really revving, on January 2nd, it's gonna be at 28 degrees. This is revving up that energy of let's go. It's time to put our foot down. It's time to step forward. This cardinal energy, right? And Mars in Aries is like very explosive, like fuck, let's go. Once it gets into Taurus, that's when like, okay, we are go for mission, XYZ, mission, next level. And then it gets into Taurus, like, okay, now it's time to, this is a fixed energy, right? It's time to get the foundation down for our plan. We've got the motivation, we got the inspiration, we get the juice, through Mars and Aries, which basically infuse us with this new version of our divine masculine to step into this new world. But we have a trick here with Mars coming into Uranus, which, the energy of Taurus is very grounded, right? Then it gets closer to Uranus, which is going to be within orb, basically now already. And as it gets closer, it's not going to feel so grounded yet until it gets past Uranus, okay? And in our divine masculine can really solidify this new Taurian energy, which is very grounded. It's kind of tunnel vision, okay? But this is where we're actually going to start to move forward in this more fixed vibration, along with Aquarius. Brain fart there for a second, and of course too we have Pluto now at 24 degrees 15 minutes as of January 2nd. So 24 degrees, right? This is really, I believe it's out of shadow. So now we're coming into this whole new depth of the foundation of our lives. I feel like this is really, I need a drink, probably. I really feel like this energy is this Pluto energy in Capricorn. It's like now we've sort of like come to this real mastery. We've been through 3/4. Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008, so we've been through 3/4 of this energy. And as it's coming up to the Pluto return for the United States, this shit is, it's rocked the boat a lot, but now it's like, okay, now here we are. We've already been into the middle of a third decan. This is very mastery kind of energy in the Capricornian vibration. So this is really like, okay, we've decimated, okay, the old foundation, and now it's all been brought up, and now we're still processing. We've been processing it for years, but now this is where we are in this new foundation. We've set the ground, like Saturn, the Saturn conjunction of Pluto brought everything up that needed to be brought up, okay? And now it's there. It's like, okay, now we have this new foundation. Now it's time to build something on it, right? Like if you got a house, okay, this is a new foundation. It's all solidified and everything. I appreciate you, Robin. Oh, yeah. Now it's time to build a house, right? So how do we want to build a house? Before 2 years ago, we might have had a different vision of how we wanted this house to be built. We had a different vision of how we wanted our what we wanted in life, right? Now all this energy has come up. Okay, now we have this new idea, but we know it's permanent. So we're taking extra precautions and extra care in this new Aquarian energy of what do we want, where, how is it going to be, okay? You should join your live more often. Well, yes, you should, and I agree. All right, so we come into January 3rd. Now, January 3rd, emotionally is going to be kind of a difficult day. We're having the moon is going to be opposed to Neptune. It's going to be square to the nodes. It's going to be sesquiquadrate over to Mars and sesquiquadrate over to Jupiter and Saturn. So this is just, it's a lot of reality checks, okay? And being square to the nodes, it's like we're getting so much information, guys, that it's going to be a little bit, like more coming in than we want to start this, but we get like three steps or check marks into it. Then we're gonna like, fuck, okay, now we got to revise a plan. Now we're going into, more steps. So we got to revise it again. So this is a lot of, going in the present moment, taking a step forward, revising, like cleaning, layer by layer, one at a time. So, and this could be definitely why you're so emotional, because a lot of emotional stuff is coming up too. This is physiological, emotional, spiritual, energetic. It's everything. Okay, we are redefining who we are. So as it comes up, be in the present moment with it, allow it to teach you, sift through it. Okay, this is what I got to shift. These are the values and morals that I'm looking for. This is what I don't want, meaning this. Now I know that this is what I do want. We go to another layer. Okay, we're going to go and take this next step in the unknown. Okay, this is what I want. This is what I don't want. This is what I'm learning, and rinse and repeat, and it's kind of going to be like that for the next month or so. All right, so just keep going with the flow. All right, but now we are in this new place, this new year. Of course, I'm not a big fan of of really writing down like ideas, you know, like, but we have to be careful when we're writing goals. Okay. Like goals are a little sketchy to me, because what if your goal is egocentric in nature and you haven't met that part of yourself that has learned that lesson? Like for me, I know this year, okay, I had one of my goals was to own an Audi RS5 by the end of the year, right? And to have 200 grand in the bank. Now, I figured I was like, okay, this is what I want. But a part of those, you know, like, why do I want that? And, you know, I don't have an Audi RS5. There's only a couple of days. And I don't have 200 grand in the bank. Not even close. Okay. So why do I want that much money? I think that this is teaching us to, okay, put yourself in check and, you know, why are you creating these goals? What is your purpose? The purpose, if you want to materialize it, must come from your heart. So what is the reason behind wanting that car? Well, I've never had a luxury car really. So I just I want to know what it feels like. And essentially that feeling is an egocentric driven desire. Now, the body of my physical body, like my body is my car, right? So this, I kind of treat like a fucking playground with, you know, tattoos. But, you know, like I want to be healthy. And so I had to invest in, you know, getting stem cells for my shoulder. And so that was my investment to this physical vehicle, right? And my physical vehicle is, you know, I have this deep, you know, desire to get back in really great shape. I haven't had this desire to really work out lately, but I you know, when we're working through emotional stuff, we have to shift, you know, and not beat ourselves up, because the physical will come and go, right? Like the physical is a temporary thing, but it's a Lamborghini. So, you know, I'm treating my body like it's an Audi RS5, and that's what I decided to focus on, right? Just my body is my luxury vehicle, and you know, I'm doing that for me, just to feel alive and feel good and feel like a deeper level of respect and appreciation and admiration for myself. But everyone, you know, like, you know, I used to come from a place of like, I want to get this feedback. I feed off this validation, and I had to learn how to not do that. And that took a lot, right? Because, you know, when I do focus on my physical body, like I can create a great physique. Like I know I naturally have that in me, but the universe is not letting me do that anymore, you know, for vanity reasons. And I'm grateful for it, because it has taught me a lot of what I really want. Because, you know, you see like a lot of really, really beautiful people, right? A lot of really beautiful people tend to get in this space where they get so much validation and they get so much of this physical stuff, this feedback, that they thrive on. It's like I have a couple friends that are millionaires that they're so stuck in their own way, and they validate it through buying all this shit. And it's like a temporary, you know, gratification. What's up, Bella? You know, this temporary gratification never lasts, but they get so, you can't tell them they're wrong, because, oh yeah, well, I have 3 cars, I have a nice house, I have all this, I can spend money and get whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, but you're empty inside. So why the fuck do you think that you're always chasing this shit? Because this is not the way to go, but they have so much of it that they're like, it's like an addiction, right? And I feel bad for people like that. In fact, I feel like I've gone through everything I've gone through so that I can see that before I get to that place. Because if I'm going to really grow and have the influence, you know, and, you know, desire and, you know, the love that I really want, or, you know, the life that I really want, I have to be able to appreciate. You know, if I have a, you know, a great physique, right, I will draw a lot more attention, but a lot of the wrong attention, right? So I want to be able to share that with a woman that I love, like, hey, this is for you, you know what I mean? And we're going to share this together. And I'm not and be aware enough to where these external energies come in and you're like, oh no, I know where that leads. I'm not playing that fucking game. So, you know, aho, but have a nice day. Cause you know, this is my bubble, my space, right? It can be very addicting. So, and the same thing with material success, with material gain, having the ability to do what you want to do when you want to do it. That's what I really want. That's, you know, financial independence, and to help, you know, people and to influence people on a deeper level. But when you get to that point, then like, who knows, maybe like you'll like, I know a lot of very wealthy people that get really bad into drugs, or really bad, like, you know, into, you know, doing other really weird shit that, you know, becomes fetishes. All right. Like I know some fucking people that are into some weird sexual shit that are very, very wealthy. Like, hey, because it's a power dynamic. This Plutonian energy comes in, and it's like they have so much power, or they have so much, influence, that they're always telling everybody else what to do. Then like they'll hire like women or like somebody to like treat them like a little bitch. And I've heard some fucking stories, man, that I won't share here, but you have to learn how to use your own power, and that power can be addicting. It can destroy people, and I've seen it, especially here in Las Vegas. I've seen it on so many levels, so many times. So that is what this energy is. Just it's teaching us these morals and these values to be really deeply instilled in us, so that as we move through and as we grow and as we become this version of ourselves, when we get these big opportunities or these big changes in life, it doesn't create our own downfall through our own bad habits. Why you see a lot of people that win the lottery, right? Like someone that was like broke in the dumps, they win a couple $100 million, and suddenly they have all this shit. They spend all this money, and it's gone in 3 years, and they're back on the street again because they do not have a solid, like they're acting from their lack of self-worth or their general sense of lack, right? Like they don't deserve it, so they just give it all away. Hey, here's all my shit. They don't invest it. They don't think long-term. They don't have the proper energetic awareness or skills to be able to live with it and manifest, like a positive life. And we have made this fundamental and dramatic shift in this world recently that is taking the power away from the greedy people that have been utilizing their power for their own personal gain. And we are shifting into a place where it's the people that are trying to make this world a better place that are gaining more of the power. That Jupiter-Saturn conjunction was that shift, and that new life is essentially this new energy of Aquarius that is becoming more dominant. Whether it is the age of Aquarius or not, I don't know, okay? Some astrologers say yes, some astrologers say no. I will say that I believe that the vibration of Aquarius now is superseding the vibration of the age of Pisces, okay? So that's my opinion, and you can take that for what you want, all right? So on January 4th, we have Mars at 29 degrees Aries, and, we have the sun, too, coming up to Pluto now. So don't forget, we still have more Plutonian energy in Capricorn, and we're going to be having this new moon. This next new moon is going to be January 13th, I believe. That's going to be 23 degrees of Capricorn conjunct Pluto. So the moon and the sun conjunct Pluto. Again, this is awakening and starting, this deep, anything that relates to Pluto is deep AF. And I know for my solar return, I got my sun and Pluto in the 8th house conjunct. So that's going to be a fucking deep year. So that's going to be fun. But 8th house, that's a good sign. That's like really helping to, turn around people's lives and really becoming a change agent at an even deeper level. I already know that a lot of people that I come in contact with or even speak to, like they're having epiphanies and holy shit and Kundalini activations, all kinds of big energies, right? So January 4th, all right. You should get a solar return chart reading with me because that's it. Your year is going to be fucking huge, right? So yeah, that scorpionic energy, digging deep and pulling that shit out and, wake up. So January 4th is going to be the end of this week, and it's going to be going out with a bang. It's going to be interesting to see what happens January 6th, when I know Trump called all those people to go to D.C. or is going to have some kind of big thing with the elections going on. And on the 4th, we have a grand trine between Black Moon Lilith, which is going to be at 29 degrees of Taurus. And that is actually the degree Pleiadians, which is interesting. It's trining to the moon, and then that's trining over to Jupiter and Saturn. So the 4th is going to be that's pretty auspicious, and that's really taking this like, fuck, I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it happen, and keep it going. All right, but that is what I have for you guys this week, and I have to go because I'm going to meet up with my people to develop this new community in Las Vegas. So I will be talking to you guys soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. Please don't forget, if you would like a reading with me, go to spiritualbodybuilder.com. And I also have an astrology course, level 1 and 2, if you're interested in purchasing that as well. And join the opportunity community. We are definitely blowing up and making beautiful things happen. And it's going to keep getting better and better for 2021. All right. I love you guys so very much. And I will be talking to you soon. Aho and all that good stuff. Yeah. Peace out, y'all. Let's see here. Here we go. All right. Love y'all very much.